Hello, everyone. Today I'm going to talk about faith-based organization and volunteerism, which is my applied practice. Wait a second, let me take the subtitle off. Okay. So my objective will be explain the importance of faith-based organization, health-related voluntary activity. I also um, explain specific goals and objectives of the applied practice, background of the organization, and I will explain that later. Theoretical framework utilized in the project, methods, and final outcome. So, in general, faith-based organization involvement in the health promotion education arena has been talked about and well known and by different researchers. So we can see their involvement in different projects and programs like screening and management for high blood pressure, diabetes, cancer prevention awareness, weight loss, different health education. Also in the health policy management and environmental health. It's been reported that they have been involved in those arenas. Uh, Also, more than 50% of the United States churchgoers have participated in various social services. And I'll explain the importance of this piece later on. Many published research recruited individual and faith group of different race and ethnicity, age, social class, religious affiliation. So they have been involved in a research, in conducting programs, in educating the community. So something important about the voluntary activity, it's unpaid. So that is crucial in health education because we need such a collaboration with such an organization that provides an important source resources for improving the health of the community. And not to mention that some of these church members are health professionals, which has the knowledge. So an important piece that we wanted to focus on is to describe the characteristics of faith-based organization and what kind of motivate them to participate in a health-related activity. Also, we wanted to take that piece of information and hopefully later on that would create long-term collaboration and encourage more similar institutions to participate in the process, because uh, it's like adding a whole institution to the field of public health to improve the health of the community. So project specific, I'll start with project goals. So we wanted to develop a new perspective of the reason of volunteering in health promotion education activity amongst health ministries and leadership representative of SDA churches. Explore volunteerism through their lens and develop a better understanding of their voluntary activity in health promotion within church and community. So outcome, by the end of the quarter, we wanted to get out with an online survey that is reviewed, edited, and ready to be submitted to the actual community, which is about 700 churches, SDA churches in the Union Pacific. But eventually we get this done by creating it, reviewing it, edit it, but we didn't have the time to pilot test it. So we were at this point by now. Also, we created a key informant interview guide we developed and revised by the lead investigator. And we also, I also did all the IRB application document that need to be done. It's ready to be submitted for IRB review, and after approval, then we'll be able to distribute the survey. The last thing is, yeah, I think I covered. So this is a rough timeline for the project. We started with the project proposal, memorandum of agreement. Then we went into the lit review, theoretical frameworks selection, and the fifth week we start to develop the survey, and it took us about 3 weeks of work, from like finalizing, editing, adding, switching question, and make it look good, and move it to the quadratic software survey. Also, we worked on the requirement, filling up the application requirement for IRB, creating the key informant guide, informed consent, all that ready to be submitted for review and to be submitted to the real participants. So I technically worked with Loma Linda University, and their mission is to create a learning opportunity along with improving health, transforming scientific findings into an actions, promoting wholeness. And their vision is to have equitable system of health and healthy people living in a strong communities. The other organization that I wanted to talk about is the Pacific Union Conference of Seventh-day Adventists. So this is what the survey, the key interview will be sent to and will be done with. So it's a group of church located in different states in the US, Hawaii, California, Nevada. There are more than 700 churches, more than 2,000 membership, and about 54 million population. Their mission is God is central and work through and for the community. And they can make a difference, and they believe that they can make a difference in the world via faithful collaboration with others. And they also believe in service and healthcare, and environmental protection, social justice, and advocacy. All these components are being embedded within their activities. And both of those vision and mission of both organizations hopefully will help us to assess the different feature and characteristics of faith-based organization via quantitative and qualitative methods, and also help us to understand what kind of a motive that encourage the involvement, not to mention in health-related voluntary services by those organizations. And hopefully later on that would create a long-term sustainable collaboration with like public health organization and faith-based organization, which will help to share and exchange resources and services to help and improve the health of the community. So the method that would be utilized to divide the survey. So as I mentioned before, we have about 700 churches belong to the Pacific Union Conference. So we are selecting health ministry and leadership representative, male or female or other. we will obtain their permission to introduce the survey. And before doing that, we would have, by then we would have get the approval from the IRB. We will send a pilot survey to be reviewed by health professionals. Also, we'll try to to recruit some our friend. It's a pilot survey, so we want to see if the question created was good enough or not, needed to be changed or not, and so on. So a pilot, we will submit it, get it reviewed by health professional, get it back, then actually send it to the Pacific Union churches after their permission to participate. What else? Yeah, in the survey, there is a place where they can sign in for a key informant interview, which is we'll add like 60-minute addition. We'll add 60 additional minute to the whole intervention process. So, like I said, our main activity included create an online survey, which was based on sorry, my screen freezed for a minute and I was fixing it, sorry. So again, we utilized the social cognitive theory as a guide to create these questions. Also, we utilized different published questionnaire that was around voluntary activity. And the thing is, all these questionnaire was around the individual, not around the organization. And what we wanted to focus on is the organization perspective. Is what is it in this organization that kind of encouraged all health-related voluntary activity. And we kind of incorporated that in the survey and the key informant guide, and hopefully you will gain the knowledge that we're looking for. So we couldn't find any published survey around faith-based organization characteristics, and that is what we hope to gain by developing and distributing the survey, to get a sense of the different characteristics that help and involving them in a voluntary health-related voluntary activity. So my personal take from the whole applied practice, and I kind of felt like I improved my skill when I utilized theory to guide conducting the survey, and I was going over the survey, taking care of the readiness level, all the survey tricks that you can utilize, like reverse question, where you put that question and see whether the different questions were answered randomly by people. That would give you a sense of how the questionnaire were answered. And I became more familiar and acquainted with the IRP process, recruitment timeline of reviewing project. I've been in contact with them. And leadership, I was able to create a timeline with the lead investigator. I was able to choose the theory that guide the survey and create all the different questions and then have her reviewed it. I will also utilize my skills to create a key informant interview guide. And in terms of timeline, I was able to manage all the different activity that I wanted to do with my the outcome. I was able to manage that and end up with all the requirements are been met, and I'm kind of 70% 100 satisfied with the outcome, but I was hoping that we can actually send it to the community by the end of the quarter. But IRB timeline, all that play a role in the process. And hopefully the lead investigator, Dr. Anna, will complete that. And thank you for listening. And that's it for me today.